While delivering food, a customer gave me a 100 yuan tip and asked me to bring 2 small umbrellas. You know what it is for +1 activities along the way. When I arrived at the door, he said he didn't need them anymore because he was already finished. I grabbed the 2 cups of milk tea and turned to leave. After walking a few steps, I caught a glimpse of a stunning figure passing by. I couldn't help but take an extra look, sighing in my heart about how beautiful she was. As long as she wasn't a he, she would be perfect. To my surprise, a cold voice rang out from behind me the next second. "What did you just say?" My heart tightened. I clearly spoke very softly, yet she still heard me. Thinking she might not be talking to me, I kept walking without looking back. "I'm talking to you, the delivery guy with the 2 cups of milk tea." I got nervous and looked around for other delivery guys, hoping to find someone else, but there were no others on this floor. "Are you deaf? I'm talking to you." She started to get impatient, and the sound of high heels clicking on the floor grew closer. The situation looked bad. "Run." A threatening voice came from behind. "Try running and see if you can make it out of this hotel door." The sound of high heels gradually faded, replaced by a faint scent of rose perfume. "Were you the one judging me behind my back just now?" "Turn around." I don't like talking to people's backs. Facing her scolding, I held back my temper. After all, I was in the wrong. When I turned around, I was stunned. The person in front of me was at least an A-grade beauty. Moving my gaze upward, I saw her face clearly. Willow-like eyebrows, a swan-like neck, phoenix eyes, and a cherry blossom mouth. "Have you seen enough?" She reached out, and I instinctively backed away. "Don't move." She roughly pulled off my black mask, looked me over, and said, "Not bad looking, just a bit of a pervert." I wanted to argue, but couldn't find a fault. Acting casual, I said, "Beauty, is there anything else? If not, I'm going home to eat. My mom is calling me back." "Heh, you think I believe that? Come with me." She gave me a contemptuous look, turned, and walked away in her high heels. Great chance. "Run." I prepared to bolt at a 100-meter sprint speed. "Who's going with you? I'm not crazy," she said coldly. "I told you, you can't escape this hotel. You better behave, or don't blame me." I ignored her and slipped away after turning a corner. Less than 10 minutes later, I was carried by 4 big men to room 608. Outside the room, someone said, "Miss Shen, the person has been brought here." A few seconds later, the door opened, they pushed me in and locked the door behind me. Rubbing my aching backside, I rushed to the door. "Are you crazy? Did I provoke you? This is a civilized society. Being this crude is lax manners, just like that idiotic woman." Suddenly, a strange smell made me realize something was wrong. The smell in this room isn't right. I looked around warily. Her voice rang out behind me again. "I told you that you couldn't walk out of this hotel. You called me names, didn't you?" I turned around, and it was her. Her face was abnormally flushed. Could it be related to the smell? This time, she was only wearing a purple camisole, having already taken off her red jacket and pants. I instinctively swallowed. She walked up to me, grabbed my collar, and questioned, "Answer my question, did you call me names?" Before I could speak, her hand touched my face, and she smiled. "You really are good-looking, just a bit of a pervert." "Miss, please keep your hands to yourself." I thought she might have been set up and wanted to warn her that the room might be tampered with, but she interrupted me. "Heh, what are you men pretending for? Am I not beautiful enough?" Reasoning with her was useless. I pulled her hand down and pushed her onto the sofa. The small umbrellas fell out of my pocket. I panicked immediately. "Let me explain. The customer asked me to bring these. Don't misunderstand, I'm not that kind of person." "Heh? Brought them for a customer and then brought them to me? You pervert!" I reached my limit. "I freaking said they were for a customer. Weren't you the one who had people carry me here? If there's something wrong with your brain, go to a hospital." Feeling better after venting, I prepared to leave. The woman froze in place. "He dares to scold me?" Outside the door, voices whispered, "It's quiet inside now. The reaction should be starting." "I don't know. It's been 20 minutes already. The stuff young Master GU gave usually takes 30 minutes to fully take effect. To be safe, let's wait a bit more." Right, let's wait. If we mess up young Master Gu's business, we're finished." Hearing the timid conversation outside the door confirmed my suspicion. This room was tampered with, and their target was that crazy woman. Fine, I'll consider this a good deed for my future life. I turned the doorknob. What are you doing here? Don't you know squatting outside someone's door is illegal? Want to try out some state-provided free housing? The two men outside were startled. Something's wrong. Run. Seeing the situation was bad, the two took off. Compared to going to jail, they preferred to be punished by their master. I was about to step out when I felt my clothes being pulled. I looked back and saw that she had walked up behind me at some point. Her face was crimson, and her eyes were filled with desire. Oh no, the stuff she took, could it be? A burning sensation rose from within her, and I realized her intention. You smell so good. She kept pulling at my clothes. At this moment, she had only one thought, to take me down. I'm doomed, realizing something was wrong. I hurried to restrain her hands. Little brother, you smell so good. Let big sister have a taste, okay? She looked at me with blurred eyes as if I were already her prey. Being tempted like this, I felt a trace of unease and wanted to shake off this woman who was sticking to me like a band-aid, but it was to no avail. Hee, little brother, just give in to me. Since her hands couldn't move, she pulled hard, leaning her whole body toward me. I didn't react in time. My center of gravity was unstable, and I fell backward, then passed out. When I woke up, my whole body was aching, and my vision was blurred. Seeing a woman lying on top of me, I was startled. Memories of last night's scene flashed through my mind. I didn't expect that I actually had a relationship with her. I gently pushed her aside and found my clothes. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw something significant. Thankfully, protection was used. I had to leave quickly. I'll just consider myself as having been pushed over by a pig. I got dressed and prepared to slip away, but my heart softened, so I helped her get dressed and moved her to the sofa. I felt my pocket and pulled out 2 100-yuan bills. Feeling the pinch, I said, "Take it all, don't think it's too little, this is all I have left." Then I fled. After a long time, Shen Man lazily opened her eyes. Seeing the mess on the floor, her brain cleared instantly. Her heart sank thinking about that man from yesterday. Although she didn't want to accept it, the facts were right there. Because her family had arranged a marriage for her since childhood, she fled to Magic City, Shanghai, to find a man to block the engagement. Last night, in a daze, she ended up with me. She frustratedly tapped her forehead and sat up with difficulty as pain spread from her limbs. The 2 red bills in front of her made her blood boil with rage. "Very well, you damn man! You're dead!" Meanwhile, at a villa, the 2 men who eavesdropped last night nervously reported to Ji Hao, only to be rebuked. A wine glass was smashed onto one of their heads, leaving them bleeding. Others were too scared to make a sound. Ji Hao was annoyed, remembering the beautiful figure he saw at the party last night, thinking to himself, "In Magic City, there is no woman I can't get." At the Crown Hotel, Shen Man changed into a white dress, looking helpless. Her assistant, Su Weiwei, said, "My President Shen, how could you do something so reckless and get yourself involved?" Shen Man told Su Weiwei, "Go check for me who appeared on this floor last night. Also, help me find someone." Su Weiwei frowned. "The first task is easy. I'll just go to the hotel manager to pull the surveillance. But for the second task, you have to give me a clue. Magic City is so big, where am I supposed to find a person?" Seeing Su Weiwei's aggrieved expression, Shen Man also had a headache. She didn't know the man's name, only remembered he was quite handsome. Then she noticed the 2 cups of milk tea scattered on the floor. Check this delivery slip, find out who delivered it. The next morning, after I finished washing up and was feeling good, I suddenly received a message. "Your rider account has been banned, and the wages in the account have been frozen." I collapsed. I confirmed with customer service that it wasn't a mistake. It was a normal ban. After leaving the station, I sat in the park, staring at the number and dialed it. "Hey, you must have a hole in your head. Why did you ban my account?" I felt instant relief after venting. The other party said, "If you want to continue living in Magic City, come find me at the place I tell you." And hung up. I froze. The voice was exactly that crazy woman's. I had just scolded her again. At the Shen group. Shen Man stared at the call record with cold eyes. "Zhang Dabao, let's see how you escape my grasp. You dare insult me like that." Just then, Su Weiwei walked in. "President Shen, it's been found. The 2 suspicious people last night were sent by Ji Hao." Shen Man frowned. How? Where did that thing come from? He is the young master of the GU family in Magic City. They have a partnership with our Shen group. Shen Man didn't hesitate. Immediately terminate all cooperation with the GU family. Hearing Shen Man's decision, Su Weiwei was stunned. President Shen, if we terminate cooperation with the GU family, the company's loss. Shen Man interrupted impatiently. Is my Shen family short of that little money? Just find another company to replace them. Su Weiwei lowered her head helplessly. All right then. I stood in front of the skyscraper, feeling trouble coming. I was about to enter but was stopped by 2 security guards. Delivery guys aren't allowed in, I said helplessly. I'm just here to find someone. They asked for a name, but I couldn't remember it for a moment. Let that delivery guy in! Suddenly, a voice came from inside. I was confused, but followed the woman in uniform inside. You are the delivery guy President Shen is waiting for? She looked at me curiously. I scratched my head, thinking I only knew a crazy woman told me to come. She smiled and led me to the CEO's office, warning me better not to provoke President Shen. Walking into the office, I saw Shen Man standing by the window looking out over Magic City. She turned and sat down, looking at me with an arrogant attitude. Surprised? She sneered. So now you can believe what I said. I have the power. I thought, why would such a big figure trouble me, an ordinary delivery guy? She seemed to read my mind, and her voice turned cold. Don't you know why? Mentioning this, Shen Man got angrier the more she thought about it. The man in front of her actually dared to use 200 yuan to humiliate her. Look, lady, why are you being so unreasonable? I tried to warn you, but you wouldn't listen to the explanation. Besides, I didn't do anything. I was passive the whole time. You're getting worked up? This woman won't listen to reason. Not only did she take my first time, but now she's blaming me. Is there no law? I got more excited as I spoke, not knowing how to defend myself. Fine, so you used 200 yuan to humiliate me? Shen Man still had no reaction after hearing my explanation. Oh, so that's what you care about? That's simple. I'll apologize to you and we'll be even. Also, have someone unban my Rider account. I'm counting on my wages to live this month. Shen Man sneered. Heh, you think it's that easy to let it go? Do you think that's possible? I was speechless. Then what do you want? I've apologized. Shen Man stood up, walked slowly toward me with her long legs, lifted my chin with her index finger, and said overbearingly, simple. Obediently be my bird in a cage, otherwise I'll lock you up and train you. Hearing this, I was totally speechless. Miss, aren't you bored? Who has time to play cosplay games with you? I pushed her hand away and turned to leave. I don't lie. As long as I don't nod, don't think about leaving the door. As a result, several big men blocked my way. Brothers, let me pass. Looking at these fierce-looking guys, I couldn't even speak clearly. The silent, tough men said nothing, pushed me back inside, and gently closed the door. My mask of pain came out. How about it? I'll give you one more minute to consider. At some point, she poured a glass of red wine. Looking at this unreasonable woman, the small volcano inside me finally erupted. Is this woman on the wrong medicine? Is there no end to this? I don't even want last month's wages anymore, okay? You won't even let me leave? I'm telling you, I've trained. Shen Man's lips curled up. Really? You can try. Facing her repeated provocations, I was furious. I rushed to her, grabbed her wrist holding the wine glass, and the glass dropped and shattered. The sound startled the bodyguards outside, who burst in. Get out! Who told you to come in? She scolded, and they quietly closed the door and retreated. Seeing that Shen Man showed no sign of remorse, I increased the pressure on her wrist. A visible red mark appeared, but she made no sound. Instead, the smile on her face became more excited. After a standoff for 2.5 minutes, I finally let go of her wrist helplessly. You win! Tell me, what will it take to let me go? It wasn't that I was afraid of her. Considering my skills, although I couldn't beat the men at the door, escaping was no problem. But after escaping, this crazy woman would surely find other ways to mess with me. Better to just clear it up. She wrapped her arms around my neck and stared at me with interest. Simple, I said, obediently be my bird in a cage. If I'm happy, I might let you enjoy it again. 200 yuan. You can't find someone like me for that price outside. 200 yuan? 200 yuan? Why is this yandere so obsessed with 200 yuan? Is 200 yuan not money? Although it was a bit little for her beauty, I only had 200 yuan in cash left at that time. Well, how's your consideration? She stared at me, her face getting closer. My heart actually fluttered a bit, as if she wanted to kiss me. I held back and asked, what about my wages? You can't let me eat dirt. Don't worry, as my pet, you won't go hungry. I can agree to your request, but nothing too extreme. Since it's a trade, there must be a time limit. She looked playful. Time limit? Heh, when I'm bored of playing, I'll naturally let you go. If I'm not bored, I'll keep playing. The word pervert described her perfectly. But what kind of fetish is this? A beautiful skin with a devil inside. Now, I command you to kiss me. Facing her unreasonable request, I complained internally, but she didn't care. I tried to avoid it, but she clearly wouldn't let me go easily. Evans, this yandere is crazy for men. I'm not a gigolo. Just as I was resisting, Shen Man got angry and bit my lips like a hungry dog. After tasting the praise blood, she even savored it before letting me go. This is the first time you've resisted my command. I hope it's the last. I'll give you one day. Go back and pack up. Be here at 8 a.m. sharp tomorrow. Otherwise, you'll see. Remember your master's name. This was a courtyard in the center of Kyoto. Two middle-aged men were sitting at a stone table playing chess. Checkmate! Old Shen, you lost again! Their laughter echoed in the air. You truly are a general. My military tactics are completely transparent to you. These two were Zhang Jianjun, the war god who held China's military power, and Shen Fuguo, a patriotic entrepreneur who controlled most of China's wealth. The heads of two of Kyoto's three major families were peacefully playing chess here. Shen Fuguo looked troubled. Old Zhang, speaking of which, it's about time for the arranged marriage we set for the kids. But my precious Minner, it's fine. My useless son, I don't know where he ran off to either. These two kids have never met. It's normal for them to be a bit resistant to this engagement. It turns out the two met by accident 20 years ago. At that time, an ambitious Shen Fuguo had just started his business and did everything himself. 20 years ago, he personally escorted a shipment abroad. While passing through a strait where pirates were rampant, they encountered pirates. He asked the domestic navy for help, and at that time, Zhang Jianjun was just an ordinary soldier on a warship. At the critical moment, Zhang Jianjun risked his life to save Shen Fuguo and his goods. The two became fast friends, and Shen Fuguo proposed that if their children were a boy and a girl, they would set an arranged marriage. Since that's the case, let's give the kids a bit more time. They're still young anyway. Come, continue. I don't believe I can't beat you. Pentakill. As soon as I entered the dormitory, I heard the 5-kill voice line from a certain 4-character game, Honor of Kings. At this time, I had also just destroyed the enemy's crystal. After returning from the Shen group, I ate a cup of instant noodles and played games all afternoon, just waiting for Ling Fun. Whoa, awesome! Got a 5-kill. Wait for me to log on. Ling Fun saw my swollen lip and immediately asked with concern, what happened to your lip? Nothing. Bitten by a dog. I was in no mood to explain. After all, this injury was caused by Shen Man. I won't get rabies, will I? Ling Fun heard this and got scared, keeping his distance. Go to hell with your rabies. If I have rabies, I'll bite you first, I joked. Then, I put my hand on his shoulder. Good brother, lend me some money. Ling Fun immediately pushed my hand off and cautiously tucked his phone into his pocket. Didn't you just get paid yesterday? Go withdraw it yourself. I knew it would be like this. He's too shrewd. So I used my acting skills of half a year. I have no choice. Do you know why I didn't come back the night before last? It wasn't because it was too late, but because I met a shrew after my last delivery. While crying out my grievances, I described my encounter with the yandere woman. Ling Feng listened with full sympathy. Hearing you say that woman is really bad. Fine, how much do you want to borrow? Just lend me 200, I grinned. Is 200 enough? Quote, enough. I'm going out to hide for a bit and find a job that provides food and housing. I felt it was funny in my heart. That woman actually told me to go over tomorrow. I'm not going. After the 200 arrived. My lip twitched. I said 200 and you actually sent 200? Couldn't you send a bit more? I packed my luggage and prepared to leave. Bye. I'll pay you back when I have money. I took a taxi to the train station, looking forward to the future. I'd go to Suzhou. It's close to Magic City, developing well, and the pay is decent. Most importantly, the fare's cheap. No sooner said than done. I immediately bought a ticket for tomorrow morning on my phone and slept at the station. Meanwhile, at the GU group, GU Hao was kneeling on the floor, receiving a slap from his father, GU Shen. You bastard! Do you know how much profit you lost the company? A whole tens of billions. GU Shen learned that the stock dropped by about 10% overnight and rushed back in a rage. Dad, who did I offend? GU Hao was still dazed. After receiving another heavy slap from GU Shen, he was still confused as to why his old man made him kneel as soon as he arrived. Who did you offend? You offended the eldest daughter of the Shen family, Shen Man? Learning that the woman was the eldest daughter of the Shen family, GU Hao almost peed himself. That was Shen Man of the Kyoto Megacorporation. One word from her could bankrupt any company in China. Quote, "You waste. I should have had a piece of barbecue pork instead of giving birth to you. From now on, keep a low profile. I'm restricting your spending. If you offend another untouchable figure, just wait to be sent back to the factory." The next day, Shen Man sat in her office, her brow furrowed. He hasn't come yet? Su Weiwei looked embarrassed. Did you call? I did, but he didn't pick up. Su Weiwei knew that the calmer Shen Man was, the closer she was to an explosion. It was already 8:01 a.m., 1 minute past the reporting time. Shen Man flipped through yesterday's call records and dialed. Zhang Dabao. He was the second man Shen Man had ever proactively called, but the call couldn't go through. Shen Man hung up angrily, looking at the phone number as if it were about to explode. She was actually blacklisted. Very well. Is living not good enough for you? You have to seek death. Weiwei, find him! Even if we have to search all of Magic City or all of China, find him! Today was my first day in Suzhou. Thinking of finding a job that was free, paid well, and offered daily pay, I had a flash of inspiration and thought of moving bricks. I immediately searched for recruitment info online and headed straight for a construction site. The site manager looked at me skeptically. Young man, you look so fair-skinned, can you move bricks? I puffed out my chest and showed my muscles. Of course, don't look at how thin I am. I'm strong. The manager took me to an empty space with red bricks and pointed. Each of these red bricks is 5 pounds, 20 fen per brick. Take as much as you move. If you can do 50 an hour, I'll hire you. Simple. Compared to carrying 50 pounds of supplies and running 10 kilometers before, this was easy. I took the tongs and started moving. In 20 minutes, I finished half. That's enough, the manager signaled to stop. This speed is no worse than a professional brick mover. Then can I come tomorrow? I opened my mouth awkwardly. Can I work today? I'm out of money. Fine, go work now. If you don't want to work before 6 p.m., just take a slip to get your pay. Got it. I looked at the bricks and smiled. These aren't bricks, these are my wealth. I counted on my fingers. 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 3 is 6. Moving bricks for 600 a day is much more worth it than delivering food. It's just that the weather is too hot. But as long as I can't see that woman, my heart is cool. In the afternoon, I happily took my brick-moving pay and went straight to the internet cafe. Although I was tired, I was happy. As long as I didn't see that crazy woman, it was heaven. At the Shen group, Shen Man unexpectedly heard the news. Really? Zhang Dabao is in Suzhou, moving bricks on the land we just bought? Su Weiwei had used massive resources to finally track him down. Shen Man couldn't understand why he'd rather move bricks than stay by her side. I have money and looks, except for a quirky personality. I'm flawless, interesting, running to Suzhou to move bricks. But you forgot, this is my territory. Weiwei, get the car, we're going to Suzhou. Under the scorching sun, my face was covered in sweat. Counting yesterday afternoon and this morning, I've worked for exactly 1 day. Just a little more, and I can go cool off in the internet cafe. At this moment, all the executives at the construction site entrance gathered to welcome Shen Man. Shen Man was very dissatisfied internally. Zhang Dabao, you'd rather move bricks under the hot sun for that tiny bit of money than stay by my side. I want to see how tough you are. After getting out of the car, Su Weiwei held a sunshade for Shen Man. The heat wave made Shen Man, who was used to office air conditioning, feel Before even reaching the construction site entrance, Shen Man saw the executives waiting respectfully. With a gloomy face, she asked, "Where's Zhang Debao?" The executive was confused. "Who is Zhang Debao?" Su Weiwei reminded him, "The bricklayer who came yesterday, the very handsome one." At that moment, the supervisor who hired me stepped forward. "I know who that is. President Shen, please follow me." Led by the supervisor, Shen Man arrived at the place where I was working. In the break room, looking through the window at me busy under the sun, the supervisor said, "President Shen, that handsome lad Zhang Debao works quite diligently, but he only works half a day every day. He earns 300 yuan, and that's enough for him. Looking at the time, he should be coming to collect his wages right about now." Shen Man kept staring at me, her internal anger rising. "Is 300 yuan only 2/3 of your salary?" As I was walking toward the break room, Shen Man watched me with a dangerous smile. "Dear manager, I'm here to collect my wages. It's really comfortable in here. The air conditioning is blowing great." I pushed the door open with my eyes closed, saying the words "practiced" and "habitually," completely failing to notice there were 2 extra people inside. After turning around to close the door, I saw my nightmare. "Holy crap! Why are you here?" Besides me, the one with the biggest reaction was the supervisor. Seeing this, it seemed like the 2 of them knew each other. What kind of immortal had he hired? Shen Man spoke flatly. "You two, get out first." The next second, I was already forced against the wall by Shen Man. I didn't expect that after only 1 day of peace, this crazy woman would find me. "Don't come over here!" Shen Man looked at me, my forehead covered in sweat, and said with a fake smile, "What's the matter? Are you surprised? This piece of land you are standing on belongs to my family." "What? Your family's?" I froze completely. I ran to Suzhou specifically to escape Shen Man's reach, but I didn't expect that after turning around, I would jump directly into her pit. She touched my face and continued, "Are you very afraid of me? Since you're so afraid of me, how did you have the guts to slip away? I told you to find me the next day, but as soon as you turned around, you ran here to move bricks. Did you take my words as a passing breeze?" As Shen Man touched my face, I didn't dare move an inch. Although this woman's small hand felt pretty good, now was not the time for enjoyment. Miss Shen, you said it yourself. This land is yours. So me moving bricks on your land doesn't count as running away, right? You're right. Since it's the same anywhere, you should just come back with me. Be my pet obediently, and I won't treat you poorly. This is the 2nd time you've resisted my command. I'm keeping track. I want to see how many times you have left. Shen Man moved her hand to a different spot and wiped the sweat from my forehead. "Miss Shen, if you are still brooding over that matter, I solemnly apologize to you, but please be reasonable, okay? I warned you long ago that the room had been tampered with, but you didn't listen. Also, that was my first time too, okay? A man's first time is very precious too." I was like an aggrieved little daughter-in-law, getting more upset as I spoke. "The first time, that feeling was actually quite good. I liked it very much. If you didn't experience the feeling of pleasing me that time, I'll let you experience it again." As Shen Man spoke, she moved in to kiss me, but how could I let her succeed? I turned my head and dodged her directly. "Don't push your luck." Seeing me reject her, Shen Man directly pressed my head against the wall and kissed my Adam's apple. "Zhang Debao, I'm getting more and more interested in you. Be my canary obediently. I will cherish you well." Pervert. Truly too much of a pervert. Why are there such perverted women in this world? I could no longer find words to describe Shen Man. Why does this woman enjoy treating me like a pet so much? Why is it quiet? Hearing no more noise inside, Su Weiwei, who was eavesdropping outside in the hot sun, felt the doorknob loosen. Su Weiwei was so scared she immediately turned around and stood up straight. "President Shen, where are we going next?" "Back to the villa. Also, prepare a few decent outfits for him, and find a few people to keep an eye on him." Su Weiwei thought she had misheard. The boss was actually going to bring a man back to her private residence? Wait, seeing the lipstick mark on my Adam's apple, Su Weiwei looked shocked. Does the boss really like this man? Shortly after, they escorted me to the villa. Shen Man received a company email saying there were important documents to sign. She was somewhat reluctant. "It seems I can only train you tonight. I have some matters at the company. You smell bad. Before I get back, wash yourself so you're fragrant. Otherwise..." She turned and warned the bodyguards. You guys keep a close eye on him. If he escapes, you can all go back to being useless eaters. After she left the villa, I looked around this luxurious but heartless mansion. Seeing the surrounding bodyguards approach, I got a bit panicked. What are you doing? Mr. Zhang, these are the clothes President Shen prepared for you. Please pick one, then take a bath and change. A bodyguard pulled over a rack full of high-end designer shirts. Didn't she say I smell? I'm going to stink her to death. Seeing me so uncooperative, several bodyguards exchanged glances and then carried me into the bathroom. Don't pull at my underwear. Don't you have your own? Ow, 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 my skin is being scrubbed off. After being forcibly bathed by several big men, although I was in pain, I felt quite refreshed. My stomach growled. Damn it, they carried me over here at noon and I haven't even eaten. After being hungry all afternoon, I had no energy to make a fuss, so I just played games all afternoon. Mr. Zhang, the nanny has prepared dinner, but we have to wait for President Shen to return before eating. I don't care. I'm hungry. I want to eat. If you're hungry, then eat. Shen Man appeared at the living room door at some unknown time. Seeing her back, I didn't dare act tough anymore. This was her house, she was the boss, and I knew my place. After Shen Man hung her coat at the door, she walked toward me. The first thing she did was check if I had bathed. You smell quite nice. I'm very satisfied. At the dining table, I devoured the food like I hadn't eaten in 10 years. Shen Man didn't pick up her chopsticks. She just rested her chin in her hands and watched me from across the table, occasionally showing a smile that invited reflection. Why aren't you eating? I'm not hungry, I'll eat something better later. Tisk. I didn't carefully ponder the meaning of Shen Man's words and grabbed another plate of food to finish it off. After a while, I patted my stomach with satisfaction. This meal was great. Shen Man asked, Are you full? I nodded with a smile. This amount should be enough. What? Enough for what? Just as the words left my mouth, I felt something wrong with my head. Shen Man looked at me with a wicked smile. Of course, for you, you crazy woman, you're so underhanded. Now I finally knew why Shen Man didn't touch her chopsticks. Damn it, she actually drugged the food. When she said she'd eat something better later, she meant eating me. Soon, I was lying on the soft big bed. Although my mind was clear, my whole body was hot like it was going to explode. Having just finished her shower, Shen Man sat at the head of the bed. Seeing me open my eyes, she showed a look of surprise. Good physique, you can still wake up after eating that much. She approached me temptingly. This is fine too, now you can feel the pleasure of being a man. Looking at her in front of me, my heart burned with rage. Damn it, this woman actually drugged me. Shen Man pressed her palm against my chest. Xiaobao, can't wait already? I still like your rebellious look. The effect of the drug made it almost impossible to hold back. She teased. It seems I'm still quite attractive to you. Pah, I am the man you will never get. Is that so? But now, you are mine. Waking up the next day, I saw Shen Man standing by the bed. From her expression, I knew she had been well-nourished last night. Don't look at me with that kind of gaze. Who told you to be so disobedient? Shen Man sneered. Doing this will only make me hate you more and more. Hating me doesn't matter. As long as you are in my hands, stay honest and be my pet. She lovingly pinched my face and pecked my lips. So cute. I stayed in bed all day and didn't get up. The nanny brought food twice, and I didn't touch a bite. When I needed to pee, I forced my body up, but as soon as I hit the floor, I fell. Damn it, crazy woman, she made my legs weak. After leaning against the wall to get to the bathroom, I finally released the water I had been holding all day. Someone knocked on the door outside. Sir, the young lady is back. Come out for dinner. Leaning against the bedhead, I checked the time. It was already evening. That is to say, I hadn't eaten all day. Seeing that I didn't plan to come out, Shen Man pushed the door directly open. Are you playing the hunger strike game with me? Yes and no. I'm just afraid someone drugged the food inside. Seeing that she was about to get angry, the nanny hurriedly tried to smooth things over. Miss, it might be that the food I made doesn't suit Mr. Zhang's taste. I'll ask him what he likes to eat next time. Shen Man sneered. I'll give you two choices now. Either come out and eat obediently, and I can ignore your attitude toward me. Or, if you're capable, show me you can starve yourself to death. Leaving those words, she walked out of the room, reclined in the head chair at the dining table, and looked at the lavish dinner with no appetite at all. The nanny said nervously, "Should I go try to persuade Mr. Zhang again to accompany you for dinner?" "No need. Whether he comes out or not is his business." Just like that, Shen Man waited outside for a full 2 hours and I never came out. Shen Man's patience had long been exhausted. Usually, only others waited for her. No one had ever made her wait this long. 2 hours was enough to wait a second time, and this time there was no drug in the food. She glanced at the closed door and angrily ordered the nanny, "Without my permission, no one is allowed to bring him food." After saying that, she took her bag and left the villa. For the next 3 days after Shen Man left, she stayed at another property in Magic City. Plus, company matters were giving her a headache, so she almost forgot I was still locked up at home. She received a call from the nanny and panicked for a moment. "What did you say?" "Miss, Mr. Zhang hasn't eaten for 3 days. He fainted from hunger and has been sent to the hospital." "Which hospital? I'll be right there." She then notified her subordinates that the meeting was postponed. At Magic City First People's Hospital, after the doctor finished checking my body, he gave Shen Man a deep, meaningful look. "The patient is not in major danger, he just hasn't eaten for a long time, and his stomach is extremely hungry. Also, you need to exercise restraint in certain matters. The patient's body is too weak right now. Don't do that kind of thing lately." After the doctor left, the others also tactfully retreated. Shen Man took a chair and sat by the hospital bed, crossing her legs and arms, looking at me. There was actually a hint of apology in her eyes. "Are you satisfied now?" "If this is the result you wanted, then you win." I could feel from her tone that her hatred toward me had deepened quite a bit. She didn't show dissatisfaction, only left a sentence. "Rest well. I'll come to see you again tomorrow." Shen Man had softened. If it were anyone else, showing this kind of attitude toward her would mean losing a layer of skin. After coming out, Shen Man instructed Su Weiwei, "You stay here to take care of him. Tell Aunt Wu to come over and cook for him." Then President Shen, "I'll come take a look after work tomorrow. He probably doesn't want to see me most right now." Shen Man looked at Su Weiwei's hesitant face and said coldly, "If you have something to say it." "President Shen, don't scold me. I'm not being nosy, but you were indeed a bit too much with him. If you really like him, you can pursue him. Even being forceful is fine, but your method was a bit over the top." After saying those words, Su Weiwei didn't dare look Shen Man in the eye. Shen Man muttered to herself, "Was it really too much?" The next day, Shen Man asked Su Weiwei how I was. "Quite good, he can be discharged today." She could see that as long as Shen Man wasn't there, I would become much more natural. "What's he doing? Playing games?" Su Weiwei couldn't help but praise me for being good at it. Realizing it was inappropriate, she quickly shut up. "Su Weiwei, I told you to take care of him, not play games with him." Su Weiwei lowered her head, not daring to talk back, thinking to herself that President Shen was jealous. Shen Man entered the hospital room while I was shouting in the game, completely unaware of her presence. Shen Man sat quietly. She had thought about Su Weiwei's words from last night for a long time. Maybe she really should make some changes. I lost the game and threw my phone in anger. The phone slid onto Shen Man's lap. Only then did I realize she was there, and it was immediately awkward. "Let's have a good talk." Shen Man placed the phone by my hand. "Nothing to talk about. I feel like throwing up when I see you." I thought I could provoke her. "I admit I was too much before. I can give you freedom." "That is my biggest concession," Shen Man said calmly. "Freedom? What's the difference between this and house arrest? Our meeting was an accident. I don't owe you anything." Shen Man was silent. She knew I was right, but in her heart she had already fallen for me. "Fine, what do you want? We each go back to our old lives, and we owe each other nothing." "Impossible." Shen Man's tone was firm. "As long as you stay by my side, I won't force you to do anything." In the end, I compromised. After returning home, Aunt Wu smiled when she saw Shen Man holding my hand. The conflict was resolved. While eating, I had a shadow over my heart and couldn't help but ask, "You won't drug the food, will you?" "No, I'm just waiting for you to finish, because I want you to feed me." Shen Man rested her chin in her hands and looked at me. I finally compromised helplessly. "Fine, but don't pull any of that messy stuff." After dinner, Shen Man suggested sleeping with me tonight. "No," I resisted. "Just sleeping, not doing anything." "Do you think I'd believe that?" Believe it or not, Shen Man whispered in my ear. I still couldn't trust her, but chose to submit helplessly. That night, Shen Man insisted on pulling me into the same bed. I had no choice but to find a room to lie down, but she followed closely behind. Although she didn't do anything extreme, her small movements were constant. I remained unmoved, thinking to myself, although you have some looks, my heart belongs only to the party and the people. The next day, she took me to the company, causing the employees to be shocked. Everyone knew she stayed away from men, and they didn't expect her to bring a man into the office. The 2 security guards were even more wide-eyed. A few days ago, I was delivering food, and now I had become the boss's male favorite. Just stay here. You can do whatever you want, but you can't leave my sight, she instructed. This was my second time at the company, and I was shocked by the luxury of the office. I pointed to the empty space next to the desk. Get me a top-spec computer and some snacks. Better buy a fridge for Fat Nerd water, soda. Shen Man agreed to everything. Su Weiwei whispered a reminder to try and stop it, but it was all to no avail. She could only get busy buying things. I watched a pile of equipment being delivered, turning the office into an esports room. Go pour me a glass of water, she ordered. Wait a bit, let me finish this round. While playing the game, I ran to pour her water. Remember to transfer the money to me, I reminded her. Soon after, I received 10,000 yuan. I played games all afternoon. Feeling tired, I lay on the sofa eating spicy strips and drinking cola. Unexpectedly, Shen Man was very repulsed by the smell of my spicy strips. Why are you looking at me like that? Do you want some too? I challenged her. I don't eat that. Eating that stuff is no different from garbage. Whoa, those words are wrong. Spicy strips and instant noodles are delicacies of the human world. I was dissatisfied. President Shen, let's play a game. For every spicy strip you eat, I'll give you $1. Do you dare? She smiled and agreed. Come on, feed me one for 5,000. I took out a spicy strip and put it to her lips. She actually bit down. As it happened, Su Weiwei pushed the door open and witnessed this scene. I didn't see anything! Su Weiwei turned and ran out in fright. Shen Man stared at me with a face full of anger, then overbearingly kissed me. You were right, it truly is a delicacy of the human world. Pervert! I'm not clean anymore. I sighed helplessly. Like an aggrieved little daughter-in-law, I sat on the sofa playing games sullenly. She talked to me several times, and I only gave perfunctory responses. I wanted to ignore this crazy woman, but I knew that would only anger her or even land me back in the hospital. Are you still angry with me? She didn't understand. She licked me. Is it necessary to be that angry? Fire was suppressed in my heart. It's good that you know. I really can't figure out what kind of woman could be perverted enough to lick someone else's lips. Her killing intent flared up, making my hand shake, and my game teammates were all wiped out. I swallowed my pride and praised her a few times, but Shen Man didn't appreciate it, saying overbearingly, a pet must have the self-awareness of a pet. As long as you are in my hands for one day, you must listen obediently. As soon as she finished speaking, she leaned close to my face, patted my cheek and said, smile to lighten the mood. I helplessly showed my big teeth. Shen Man was still not satisfied and used her own hands to adjust my expression. This looks better and very cute. She pinched my face, becoming more and more obsessed with this feeling. Then she lay on the sofa, stretching out her long legs, signaling for me to massage them. I tried my best to restrain myself, staring at those pale, long legs. Miss Shen, you should do this kind of thing yourself. There's a difference between men and women, she sneered. Difference between men and women? Don't forget, we've already slept together 3 times. There will only be more in the future. Don't say that kind of thing to me. Give up. Do you really feel nothing? Or are you not a man? I reached my limit. Whether I am a man or not, don't you know? Or are you not a woman? Her face turned black and she kicked hard toward my progenitor. To dodge it, I lay directly down, which gave her an opportunity. She stood up and stepped on my belly, looking down at me from above. I was about to get angry, but Shen Man's posture made me have a nosebleed. Seeing this, she hurriedly took her foot away. Are you okay? I reached out to stop her from approaching, pretending to be in pain. Go away, don't touch me, she heard me muttering to myself. Pink doesn't suit her at all. A woman like her should wear purple. She was both excited and irritated. My voice made her angry. Zhang Debao, I think you're tired of living. What do you want to do? I'm telling you, I'm an injured person now. You can't abuse me. Injured? Heh. It's the first time I've seen someone get an internal injury from looking at underwear. She grabbed my leg and dragged me toward the bedroom. Hey, what are you doing? Why are you pulling my leg? After some training, you'll behave. Accompanied by my wailing, I was dragged into the bedroom by her. The next day, feeling lethargic, I followed Shen Man to the Shen group. Upon reaching the office, I lay on the sofa to sleep. That crazy woman tossed me around until very late last night. I really had no energy left. On the other hand, Shen Man was full of spirit. It seems a man is indeed a woman's best beauty treatment. Looking at me fast asleep, Shen Man couldn't help but gently place my head on her lap, coaxing me to sleep like a baby. Little man, you are so cute, she thought affectionately. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. President Shen, there is an urgent matter I need to tell you, Shen Man interrupted. I'm not free now. Come back later. The secretary outside the door, Su Weiwei, was puzzled. It was the first time she had been rejected. She started to imagine they wouldn't be flirting in the office, would they? After a while, I finally woke up, twisting my body on the sofa. Saliva had already flowed onto Shen Man's thigh. This sofa's pretty good, soft and fragrant. I opened my eyes and saw something blocking my view. I reached out to explore but was caught by the wrist. Do you want to die? Hearing her voice, I instantly woke up, wanting to jump up. Don't move. She pressed my head down firmly and teased, Man, what are you afraid of? Weren't you enjoying your sleep? I was left speechless by her. Although it was comfortable, if I had known I was sleeping on her leg, I would have rather slept in a morgue. Su Weiwei knocked again. President Shen, do you have time now? By this time, it had been 3 hours. She felt that whatever they were doing should be over. Shen Man cursed inwardly and decided to find something for Su Weiwei to do. She reluctantly pushed my head onto the sofa back, returned to the office area, and said crossly, Come in. Su Weiwei reported carefully. President Shen, the new project in Suzhou has encountered an obstacle. The supplier is price gouging, raising material costs by 50%. Multiple attempts at negotiation have failed. If this drags on, the company plan will be delayed. Shen Man was furious. How could the planning department make such a low-level mistake? Have the manager get over here. Soon, the planning manager came in, looking dejected, shocked to see me playing computer games on the side. Shen Man lost her temper. As the planning manager, you couldn't even audit a contract issue. What use are you causing the company such a big loss? The department head bowed his head and took the scolding, while I was loudly complaining about not getting good gear in the game. There was a moment of silence. Su Weiwei and the manager both looked at me. Shen Man asked me, What do you think of this matter? I said dismissively, Your company business is none of my business. Solve it yourself. Come here. She beckoned to me. I walked over fearfully. She grabbed my ear and hissed a scolding into it. I've given you too much face, haven't I? Ow, ow, ow. I was wrong. Let go first, we can discuss this. After Shen Man let go, she asked, What do you think? Aren't they just a bunch of hooligans? I have an old method. I'll say it. But what's in it for me? As long as you can solve this, there will be plenty of benefits for you. So we made a deal. In front of the other two, she rewarded me with a kiss and whispered in my ear, After solving this, I am at your disposal. How about it? I was truly being driven crazy by her torture. What kind of pervert is this woman? When she's happy, she drags me onto the bed to toss her around. When she's unhappy, she tortures me. It's simply endless. I really couldn't stand being manipulated like this. She suddenly turned to the planning manager and said, You assist him well. Whether this succeeds or not depends on him, but your position also depends on it. The manager immediately tried to please. Understood, President Shen. I will definitely do my best to assist this handsome brother. I prepared to leave for Suzhou. Shen Man again instructed the planning manager to make sure to keep a close eye on me. Meanwhile, at the entrance of the Shen group, I felt something unusual about her. Return within 3 days. Once this is done, you can do whatever you want. I was secretly happy. Is it really only 3 days? Now that I'm out, there's no way I'm going back. Departing. At a Chinese restaurant in Suzhou, Manager Sun handed over several negotiation plans. I didn't even look at them, only caring about eating the delicious food, stating I would arrange it myself. Actually, I had long noticed someone following me. No need to guess to know who sent them. I decided to enjoy my freedom for a while, even playing heartily outside for 2 consecutive days. During this time, I silently figured out the number and distribution of the followers. On the last day, I proactively suggested negotiating with the supplier. I didn't expect the supplier to be related to the GU family, deliberately using contract loopholes to raise prices. Young Master Gu's meaning was clear. Squeeze as much profit as possible. I was taken to a temporary portable cabin surrounded by numerous muscular men, threatening that I had to add money and kneel. I fought back without fear. You want me to kneel? Then you're in trouble. I unceremoniously beat up the whole group of people. In the end, I demanded that the other party not only supply goods at the original price, but also refund 50% of the fees. In front of Manager Sun, the thugs faithfully conveyed my message. He went back to Magic City. President Shen is looking for him. Sun Dao believed it to be true and returned with the new contract and joy. Shen Man was furious. She opened the contract and found the 300 yuan I left and a note. 300 yuan, twice the accompanying sleep fee. Bye-bye, you've been busy. Combined with the fact that I had escaped, she was completely enraged, shouting at Sun Tao, "Are you a bucket of trash? Didn't I tell you to keep a close eye on him? Go find him! If you can't find him, go to Africa to dig mines!" On the other side, I was relieved to have 3 days of freedom, unaware that future conflicts were even more unavoidable. Shen Man was burning with rage and wanted to find me to teach me a lesson. In the outskirts of Magic City, I quietly escaped from the back door of a factory. I've made quite a few preparations lately, just waiting for this moment, although I also understand that this escape definitely won't be hidden from her, and this crazy woman will definitely search the whole city for me. However, doing the opposite is the safest. I simply went back to Magic City. Shen Man, you didn't expect this, did you? I'm right under your nose, I'm not stupid. I didn't go back to the city center, but instead stayed in the outskirts. I finally managed to run out. I was muttering to myself, Shen Man, you treated me like trash, using me like a gigolo to sleep with whenever you wanted. I'm gonna use this 300 yuan service fee to humiliate you. 300 yuan. What is that enough for in a place as filthy rich as Magic City? Not to mention that 300 yuan has to be split into 2 sessions, meaning an average of only 150 yuan each. That's 50 yuan less than the initial 200 yuan. Now, I don't even want the 200 yuan anymore. Just because she's used goods, the price had to drop. Thinking of this made me feel extremely satisfied. It would be best if Shen Man died of anger. Then I wouldn't have to live in fear. I had to find a hidden place to stay, not like last time when I was caught moving bricks, so I decided to hide in an internet cafe. A giant company like the Shen Group would never set foot in such a place. Starry Internet Cafe became my hiding spot. This one looks like it has a lot of people. I used a map to search for the highest rated internet cafe nearby. Get me online, I said boldly as I handed over my ID. The female net manager operated skillfully. Machine number 250 in Zone 2B. This net manager sister really did attract a lot of people. At the very least, she looked truly beautiful. I thought this to myself, and my mood improved quite a bit. Yuxin was already used to these looks. The men who came here to use the internet always liked to stare at her and would frequently use the excuse of asking her to deliver things. However, life is hard and money still has to be earned. I sensed her disgust and hurried to apologize. I didn't mean it. If I offended you, I apologize. This made her impression of me much better. It's fine, just don't stare next time. You look handsome and don't seem like that kind of person. It seems being handsome is still useful. Seeing the hiring net manager sign at the front desk, I became interested. Since I had nothing to do anyway, being a net manager wouldn't be bad. Are you guys hiring? Yes, we provide food and housing, as long as you can stay up late. But your character must be good, Yuxin added. Her main goal in hiring a net manager was to escape the unfriendly gazes of those men. I was different. I recognized my mistake quickly and apologized. Yuxin decided to give me a chance. How about me? I have a strong body, I'm great at staying up late, and I don't care about the salary as long as food and housing are provided. Yuxin looked me over. Aside from being handsome and polite, she couldn't see much else. Fine. For the first few days, you can use the internet for free and eat snacks. If customers have needs, just deliver food and drinks. I'll switch shifts with you during the day. Sure, then tell the boss. I am the boss, Yuxin said as she looked up. What? You're the boss? I was a bit surprised. Just call me Sister Shin. When it was time for the shift change, I sat on the warm stool. The air was still filled with a faint fragrance, likely the perfume from Yuxin's body. Understand everything I told you? No problem, Sister Shin. I guarantee the mission will be completed. Chatting with a reasonable woman is truly different, I thought. For some reason, thinking of that woman Shen Man actually brought a trace of nostalgia. Am I addicted to being abused? During the peak night hours at the internet cafe, I was busy without stop. If I wasn't opening machines for customers, I was delivering food and drinks. I didn't even have time to sit down and rest. Just then, a yellow-haired man with tattoos walked lazily to the front desk and said, "Net manager, open a machine." I asked him for his ID. He impatiently threw his ID onto the keyboard and started looking around. I was already used to people like this. Where's the female net manager from before? Why didn't I see her today? His voice was full of obvious disdain. Just then, I received a WeChat message from Yuxin. Ignore him, he's just a thug with a little money who harasses me every day. Yuxin was hiding in the bathroom messaging me. Huang Mao's family has some local influence. A month ago, he started bringing a few thugs to the internet cafe to harass her. Seeing Yuxin was pretty, he kept pestering her, which troubled her a lot. Seeing that I was ignoring him, Huang Mao cursed. "Are you deaf?" I calmly said, "Are you asking me?" Sorry, I thought a dog was barking. Take your ID, Huang Mao Gao, yellow-haired dog. Huang Mao's name happened to sound like yellow-haired dog. He was extremely ashamed and angry, shouting, "Do you want to die?" I continued to mock him. "Are you illiterate? Or do you not dare to admit your own name?" At this, Huang Mao was furious and grabbed a drink from the counter, wanting to hit someone. Just then, seeing the situation, Yuqin ran out to stop him. "What are you doing?" Seeing Yuqin come out, Huang Mao's attitude immediately softened. He turned to Yuqin and said, "Be my girlfriend. I have money. I can give you whatever you want." Yuxin rejected him in disgust. "If you're here for the internet, go use it. If not, get out and don't pollute the air." Seeing Yuxin give him no face, Huang Mao threatened, "Believe it or not, with one word, I can make it so this internet cafe can't stay open." I mocked him again. "You yellow-haired dog, why are you barking here? Believe it or not, I'll call the police and sell you to a dog trader." Huang Mao was shaking with rage and left pathetically with his ID. On his way out, he stepped in dog poop, which made it hard not to laugh. After he left, Yuxin looked at me gratefully. I had just switched shifts with Yuxin when I saw a WeChat message from Ling Fun. "You've been gone for a week. When exactly are you coming back? It's so boring in the dorm alone." I thought back to how I'd been tortured by Shen Man lately and almost forgot about this. I remembered I borrowed 200 from Ling Fun before leaving, so I decided to be generous and sent 2,000 over. A second after the transfer, Ling Fun claimed the money instantly. His speed from being single for years was no joke. "Holy crap, good brother, you struck it rich. What job are you doing that gives you this much confidence? Or were you taken in by a sugar mommy?" Ling Fun sent messages frantically after taking the money. I smiled and replied, "I'm not doing much, I'm just a small net manager now." To prove it, I took a photo and sent it over. Ling Fun didn't believe it and sent 3 questions in a row. "Holy crap, you really are a net manager? Where are you? Is being a net manager that profitable? Are they still hiring?" I was speechless. This hanging hair, idiot. How could being a net manager be that profitable? I just wanted some peace and quiet. Not hiring, not hiring. You just stick to delivering your food. I rejected him flatly. "Then where are you?" "It's not too much to tell me, right?" Ling Fun pressed. Seeing the people in the internet cafe increasing, I got busy. Talk later. Then I started dealing with customers. After being busy for over an hour, I finally had time to catch my breath. I opened a 4,399 minigame to relive childhood fun. Then, a female voice came from outside. "Jing Jing, maybe we shouldn't go in. I've never been to an internet cafe before." "Oh, it's fine. We're adults now. What's wrong with using the internet?" After entering, they saw me, and Liu Jing's eyes lit up. "Wow, a handsome guy." She pulled Luanyu to look and kept praising me. Luanyu also blushed. I stopped what I was doing and greeted them. Hello, if you want to use the internet, please show your IDs. Facing two obsessed women, I was a bit helpless, the troubles of being handsome. Liu Jing handed over her ID, staring at me without blinking, and asked, "Little brother, how old are you this year?" I replied helplessly, 24. Liu Jing smiled. 24, huh? It's good that you're an adult. I felt a bit guilty. This woman didn't look like she had good intentions. Keep your ID safe. Liu Jing took the ID and intentionally touched my hand. I pulled my hand back as if I'd been electrocuted. Lu Wanyu also handed over her ID, looking a bit shy. After opening the machines, I pointed out the location of the area. The area is over there. I only hoped they would leave quickly. Liu Jing purposely leaned in. Little brother, let's add each other on WeChat. When you have time, let's have a deep exchange. I quickly made an excuse. Miss, I have to work. You should go use the internet. Liu Jing said helplessly. Fine then, little brother, I'll come find you later. Liu Jing and Lu Wanyu went to the area. Liu Jing kept staring at the front desk, taking photos and videos. Lu Wanyu looked on helplessly. Jing Jing, can you please wipe your drool? Just then, I brought over 2 bottles of drinks. This was the 9th time they had called for service. I was getting impatient, but held it back. You two, can you actually finish all of this? Liu Jing snatched the drink and took the chance to touch my hand again. Little brother, add me on WeChat. Our sisters can have a deep exchange with you. I was almost speechless. Why is this woman always thinking about a deep exchange? Just then, Yuxin walked over. Zheng Dabao, what are you doing here? Hurry and open machines for the customers. I felt like a weight had been lifted and hurried to do other things. Watching the 2 women leave the internet cafe, I collapsed into the chair and sighed. It's too hard. Yuxin walked up to me and teased, Tusk, you boy are quite popular with women. I said confidently, of course. I'm known as the most handsome man in Magic City. Yuxin playfully slapped my head. Surname Pooh, acting man. That night, Shen Man sat at the villa's dining table, dazed, thinking about my betrayal. Zhang Dabao, when I find you, I'll let you know the consequences of betraying me. 2 days later at the Shen group, it had been 4 days since I escaped. Sun Tao had almost turned Suzhou upside down but still couldn't find my trail. That day in the office, he was scolded like a dog by Shen Man. Waste! It's been 4 days and you can't even find a living person? You might as well go to Africa to dig mines. Sun Tao originally thought I was his big thigh backer and tried his best to please me, but who knew I would become his disaster star? Just then, Su Weiwei rushed in without even knocking. President Shen, there's news of Zhang Dabao. Shen Man told Sun Tao to get out and stared at Su Weiwei. Su Weiwei hurriedly took out her phone to show a video. I saw this while browsing videos last night. In the video, I was being a net manager at the internet cafe. It was a side shot, but Shen Man recognized me at a glance. The video content was normal, but the caption was infuriating. Met this net manager brother at the internet cafe with my sister. So handsome. I used all sorts of excuses to touch his hand 10 times. It's really smooth. The video views had exceeded 10 million, with millions of likes and comments full of obsessive women. Shen Man was burning with rage. She smashed Su Weiwei's phone to pieces and said angrily, Zhang Dabao, was I not good to you? I could give you whatever you wanted. It's one thing for you to humiliate me with money, but you actually went to work at an internet cafe to let other women touch you. Where is he? Shen Man asked. He's at the Starry Internet Cafe in the outskirts of Magic City. Su Weiwei picked up her broken phone and saw the location tag, Magic City. Shen Man sneered, You still like playing with fire? Then she instructed Su Weiwei, go get a new phone. Charge the receipt to the finance department. Su Weiwei was overjoyed in her heart, thanking me for getting her a new phone. At Starry Internet Cafe, business had exploded since that video went viral. There was a constant flow of people from morning to night. Yuxin pulled me, having just woken up, to start work. There were simply too many people. How did so many people suddenly show up? Most of them are for you, I complained. I originally wanted to be a net manager for some peace, but now I was busy like a spinning top. I don't know either, the people just appeared mysteriously. Yuxin was also puzzled. These few days she had been so busy, she didn't even have time to browse videos. The girls in line whispered excitedly when they saw me. That's the guy from the video, right? Yuxin teased. I didn't expect you to be so popular. What? Why are there suddenly so many people? I felt it was bizarre. A girl said while opening a machine, "Little brother, you're so handsome, even more than in the video." Video? What video? I was confused. The girl opened her phone to show me. "You're viral." I looked at the comments and finally understood. It was the video those two women posted. I was beyond speechless. Yuxin opened TikTok and also found it was full of things about me. Just then, Shen Man arrived at the entrance of Starry Internet Cafe. Seeing the long line of mostly girls, Shen Man walked directly through the crowd, causing a wave of dissatisfied murmurs. But with one cold glare, everyone shut up. She walked aggressively to the front desk and threw her ID face up to me. Without looking up, I said, "Please line up in the back." But when I accidentally caught a glimpse of the name and photo on the ID, I froze completely. "Zhang Debao, what a coincidence. I didn't expect to meet you here," Shen Man said coldly. Beside me, Yuxin felt something was wrong, hearing that I seemed to have some relation to this woman. I appeared incredibly nervous. It is quite a coincidence. I didn't dare look up, screaming bad news in my heart. The woman had found me. "Sister Xin, I need to pee. Help me hold down the fort for a bit." I stood up and bolted toward the bathroom. I was completely terrified. Hearing that I was scared away by Shen Man, the other female customers were dissatisfied and began criticizing her. Shen Man responded coldly, "He is mine." After declaring her sovereignty, she ignored the others and chased directly after me. Yuxin was also a bit stunned, but saw from Shen Man's attitude that she seemed to be my girlfriend, and guessed I came to be a net manager to hide from her. In the men's bathroom, I was so nervous I couldn't release the water. I regretted why I gave the 300 yuan and that note to Shen Man. Now I'd failed to steal the chicken and lost the rice. Made things worse. Damn it, that woman is ruining me. I cursed and was preparing how to get out when I heard a familiar voice. "Are you hiding from me?" Shen Man actually appeared in the men's bathroom. I was startled, my pants not even pulled up properly. "How do you dare enter the men's bathroom?" Shen Man said indifferently. "Why wouldn't I dare? It's not like I haven't seen you. What are you panicking for?" She looked at me mockingly. I got anxious. "This is the men's room! You're a woman! Go next door!" Shen Man couldn't be bothered with me and said in a threatening tone, "I'll give you face outside and not do anything to you, but you have to come back with me." I was fearless. "Only an idiot would go back with you. If I go back, I'm your grandson." Shen Man smiled coldly. "You better behave and come back. I can overlook the matter of you humiliating me with 300 yuan. Otherwise," I said arrogantly, "if you're so capable, come bite me." Shen Man unceremoniously bit into my shoulder, using a lot of force. "For real? Let go! Let go!" I screamed in pain. Shen Man reminded me, "You better be quiet. If someone hears and walks in, I won't be responsible." This reminder made me too scared to make a sound. I could only endure the pain. After dozens of seconds, Shen Man let go. Her bite mark and saliva were left on my shoulder. I hurried to wipe it clean. Seeing my action, Shen Man was angry. "You're disgusted by me? I wasn't even disgusted that you were touched by other women these past few days. What right do you have to be disgusted?" I defended myself innocently. "I'm putting saliva on you, aren't you disgusted?" Shen Man responded forcefully. "I don't think so. You can leave saliva anywhere on my body." "Stop! How can you be so shameless?" I interrupted her. "You're right, but only toward you. You should feel honored, my pet." Shen Man had a teasing look. I sighed helplessly. "Ancestor, I beg you to let me go. If you want a man, go find someone else, okay?" I almost wanted to kneel and beg for mercy, just to escape this crazy woman. Shen Man was dissatisfied with the address. "Call me master." "Call you master? Why don't you call me master?" A sound of breaking glass broke the silence. Chaotic noise soon erupted outside the bathroom. "Yuxin, get that little white face out here for me." Huang Mao brought several thugs, acting extremely arrogant. The broken wine bottle on the ground was smashed by him. I had made him lose face, and this time he came back to reclaim it. Yuxin was a bit scared, but still said firmly, "You deserve it. I'm warning you not to look for trouble, or I'll call the police." Huang Mao laughed loudly. "Call the police? Let's see if the police arrive faster, or if I break his legs faster." He had already bribed the police. Calling them was useless. I'll say it again, hand that kid over! Huang Mao stood among several big men. Although he looked out of place, he was the most arrogant one. Yuxin shouted, "In your dreams!" Huang Mao gave a vicious order. "If you don't hand him over, I'll find things to smash myself and pay for it." His muscular thugs began to warm up, preparing to move. In the crowd, Su Weiwei and the driver also saw the situation. Just then, I walked out from behind and sneered, "Hey, who's barking like a dog outside?" "Oh, it's the yellow-haired dog who stepped in poop." Huang Mao's joy was clear. "Kid, weren't you very arrogant 2 days ago? Let's see you show off today," I countered directly. "Just with a skinny dog like you? This young master can beat 10 of you without breaking a sweat." Yuxin pulled me anxiously. "You leave quickly. I'll block them for you." I comforted her. "Don't worry, Sister Xian. These few small minions aren't enough to fill the gaps between my teeth." Huang Mao ordered, "Break his legs!" Several big men rushed toward me, but at that moment, a steady voice rang out. "I want to see who dares touch my person." Everyone's gaze was drawn as the peerless Shen Man walked out. Huang Mao's eyes almost fell out. Shen Man said coldly, "Look at me again and I'll gouge your eyes out to feed the dogs." She ignored Huang Mao and turned to look at me. "I'll give you one more chance. Come back with me. If anyone dares touch you, they won't see tomorrow's sun." I rejected her. "You go back yourself. I'm not going back with you." Shen Man didn't want to waste words. She turned to walk toward Su Weiwei and the driver, but was blocked by Huang Mao. She didn't talk nonsense at all, and directly kicked Huang Mao in the crotch. Huang Mao instantly knelt on the ground, clutching his crotch in immense pain. This kick made me instinctively tighten my legs. That kick was done with high heels. One can imagine the power. It likely ruined Huang Mao. He viciously ordered, "Grab this woman for me, I must." The driver took out a gun and pointed it at the thugs. "I want to see who dares take another step forward." Huang Mao's arrogance vanished instantly. The big man's legs went weak. Even in this situation, he wasn't willing to let me and Yuxin go. Huang Mao could no longer feel his crotch. He gritted his teeth and issued an order. "Grab the woman first, then break the man's legs." Several big men walked toward me and Yuxin. At this time, Shen Man looked at me coldly, not intending to help. I was forced to say, "Shen Man, take her away, and I'll go back with you." Only then did Shen Man say coldly, "Why should I help you? It's your own fault for not seizing the opportunity." I gritted my teeth and said, "As long as you take her away, I'll go back with you and listen to everything you say." Shen Man sneered, "Heh, Zhang Dabao, you were only willing to go back with me because of this? I'm very disappointed." But I agree. Shen Man snatched the gun from the driver's hand, walked up to Huang Mao and pressed the gun directly against his forehead. "Take your people and get out of here. Or die. Also, if you open this place again, you die too. You can try and see if my Shen group has the power, but the price will be your life." This time, Huang Mao really peed himself. He didn't expect this woman was from the Shen group. Her status seemed quite high. Anyone in business knows that the Shen group is the one you absolutely cannot provoke. The gun against his forehead was like the scythe of the Reaper, ready to take his life at any moment. "Go, quickly carry me away." The thugs were also seeing such a ruthless person like Shen Man for the first time. They carried Huang Mao and left. If the shot went wide, they'd be the ones meeting the sun. After the matter was resolved, Shen Man got into the car. "Dabao, is she... She's fine. Just a crazy woman. I'm fine, Sister Xin. I'll come see you when I have time." Although I really didn't want to go back with Shen Man, a word spoken as a horse galloped. What is said cannot be taken back. I had fallen back into this woman's hands. After sending me back to the villa, Shen Man didn't stay. She went back to the company with her secretary, Su Weiwei. Clearly catching me had made her drop a lot of company business. Now that she had the person, she had to go back and handle things. Because of me, the entire company's staff was affected. Even a small mistake was a major crime in Shen Man's eyes. Even Sun Tao, the planning manager, was punished with a 1-week experience trip to dig mines in Africa. He might already be on the plane now. Su Weiwei, the secretary by Shen Man's side, was currently the most panicked. After all, Accompanying a ruler is like accompanying a tiger. Her every word and action could affect Shen Man's mood. If she wasn't careful, she might also be going on a trip to Africa. So for the entire afternoon, she kept reminding herself to be extremely cautious. As long as she could last until the end of the shift, she'd be safe. Meanwhile, I was imprisoned in the villa again. I wasn't naive enough to think Shen Man would actually let me go. She must be thinking of more perverted ways to torture me. The security around the villa had been tightened, with many more fully armed bodyguards. The villa was surrounded 360 degrees with no blind spots. I had no chance of escaping at all. Seeing this, I just gave up and rotted in the villa. Aunt Wu, the nanny, didn't ask much when she saw me brought back. Although she had watched Shen Man grow up, she was just a servant after all. She knew to keep her distance in some matters. Night fell, and Shen Man returned from work. As soon as she entered, she saw me already sitting at the dining table eating dinner. She said nothing, just sat beside me and started eating. After I was full, I unceremoniously patted my belly and let out a burp. She commanded coldly, "When you're finished, go to the room and wait for me. I don't want to say the same thing for 2 years." Although I really wanted to resist, I knew it would make her explode, so I could only obediently go to the room and wait. 2.5 hours later, as I was about to fall asleep, I suddenly felt something pressing down on me. I slapped it reflexively, and it turned out to be Shen Man. She had been drinking and was wearing only a thin gauze robe, looking very seductive. Her delicate face leaned close to mine, her breath smelling of alcohol, as she questioned me why I always thought about escaping. "Why can't you just stay by my side obediently? I'm even willing to give you everything," she continued, her eyes actually becoming moist. I actually forgot to resist for a moment. Looking at her vulnerability, I calmly told her that our meeting was just an accident. "I have no obligation to care about your feelings. Your unrequited affection is something I cannot accept." I didn't look down on her. She was excellent and beautiful, but her personality really needed to change. I only fell into this predicament now because I helped another woman. I had to help her. However, Shen Man clearly didn't want to hear this. All she wanted was for me to stay by her side. She grabbed my neck and began kissing me frantically. I resisted desperately, but her strength was actually this great. Suddenly, I heard the sound of metal clashing. When I took a closer look, she actually took out a pair of handcuffs and firmly locked my hands. "Holy crap, where did you get this stuff? Who's playing cosplay with you? Are you a pervert?" To this, Shen Man only gave an evil smile, licked her own lips, and said, "I told you, you are my pet. I am your master. You can only be mine." Looking at her appearance, I only felt that she might really be crazy. While she spoke in a gentle tone, telling me to be her pet obediently, she used various means to make me unable to move. She might really be seriously ill. The more I resisted, the more excited she became. "Isn't it good to be my pet obediently? If you aren't obedient, you must be prepared to be punished." In the end, I could only look at her in despair, my heart full of helplessness. "Sis, it hurts." Shen Man was startled awake by the pain and found herself clinging to me like an octopus, with her saliva from sleeping still stuck to my chest. "What's wrong with me?" She tried to get up, but her whole body was weak, and she fell heavily back into my arms. The burning sensation cleared her head. She patted her forehead, recalling the madness of last night. Shame and discomfort flooded her heart. Looking at the marks on my body, she was somewhat proud and somewhat shy. "Saying you hate me, but your body is very honest. You bad person." Saying this, her small face turned red. She felt what she said was a bit wrong. After all, she was the active party last night. "Lucky you. Now you truly belong to me." She gently stroked my cheek, gave me another kiss on the lips, and fell back into sleep contentedly. I woke up feeling heavy and saw Shen Man looking at me happily. I was a bit helpless. The events of last night were vivid in my mind. I felt I had been completely played by this woman, but my heart could not resist. "You're awake?" Shen Man smiled. I frowned. Last night I was clearly forced, but now it seemed I was the active one. Shen Man stood up gently. Her actions almost made me laugh out loud. "You're not that great either. I'm drained and you're drained too. If you still want to humiliate me with money, it must be according to my price. 10 million per time. No bargaining. If you can't afford it, use your body to redeem the debt." I almost vomited blood from anger. What kind of logic does this woman have? I propped up my already weak body. Damn it, let's go eat. I didn't believe she would dare to drug the food. After washing up, I saw Shen Man already sitting at the dining table waiting for me, personally serving me a bowl of Buddha jumps over the wall soup. You have two choices. Continue to go to the company with me, or be locked at home by me. Shen Man smiled. She seemed to give me a choice, but in reality, there was only one. Helpless, I could only finish breakfast in anger. What are you doing? Seeing Shen Man reach over, I suddenly dodged. Shen Man stepped closer to help wipe the oil stains from my mouth. This was the first time I saw her so gentle, but I immediately reminded myself this was fake and I couldn't be fooled. You performed very well last night. I was very comfortable, so you've been promoted to husband. Shen Man's form of address made my eyes widen. How should I react? I only hoped she would end the joke and let me go. Life in the company was a bit boring. I could only play games to pass the time. Dabao, are you okay? Yuxin asked on WeChat. I'm fine, I replied. Your girlfriend? That girl from yesterday? Yuxin teased. She's a crazy woman, I replied with a bitter smile. Haha, you're having a conflict? Yuxin tested me. I nodded. Don't mention past things. Yuxin suddenly became serious. Actually, your big sister has great ambitions. I don't want to work in the internet cafe anymore. I'm preparing to start a business. I came up with a plan. Sister Shen, do you need help? Yuxin was half doubting. What to do? I said firmly. Let's try and see if it works. I walked into Shen Man's office. Do me a favor, help a female friend of mine start a business. Shen Man hesitated slightly, but then she paused. Consider it her reward for helping me take care of you. But remember, I am your woman. I was immediately speechless. Shen Man always does the unexpected and doesn't play by the rules. Shen Man suddenly agreed to my request, which was completely beyond my expectation. Shouldn't she be so angry she wants to tear me apart right now? Shen Man said anxiously, What else do you want? I've already agreed to your request. Shen Man put down her work and glared at me with a fierce but cute look. Actually, you want to disgust me and hope I'll get angry, right? She had already predicted my prediction, leaving me speechless. She had obviously investigated the relationship between Yuxin and me long ago. We are just like siblings, but fortunately so. Otherwise, I really wouldn't have been complete last night. Shen Man crossed her arms and legs, playfully waiting for my answer, while her foot restlessly swept back and forth against my leg. How can you be so bad? You smelly man! Her acting spoiled made me stunned. I couldn't help but step back a few paces. Miss Shen, can you be normal? Don't be scary. As a result, after hearing my words, she acted even more spoiled. She pointed at her shoulder and said, Help me rub my shoulders. Don't you have hands? Rub them yourself. She sneered and threatened. You said you'd listen to everything I say. Now help me rub my shoulders, or I will reconsider my attitude toward you. I had no choice but to walk over. Although very reluctant, I could only do as told. After rubbing for a while, she complained, Didn't you eat? It wasn't like this last night. Her words made my anger rise, and I fiercely increased the force. She let out a muffled groan, and I could see her face turned red. After rubbing enough, I threw my hands back and said, I'm tired, not rubbing anymore. Shen Man smiled with satisfaction. Good craftsmanship, I'll forgive you this time. I want to go out, it's too boring here. Hearing that I wanted to go out again, Shen Man's face immediately changed. No, you can only stay here. If I let you out to play, will you run away again? If you don't believe me, you can have people follow me. Staying here all day, I'll turn into an idiot. Since you've said so, if I don't agree, it would be too unkind. But I have 3 conditions. If you agree, I'll let you out to play for a while. First, I won't send people to follow you, but the consequences of you escaping will be very serious. Second, in the future, when I finish work or go home, you have to give me a massage like just now. Lastly, call me something nice and I'll let you out. Those conditions were harder than reaching the sky, especially the last requirement, which was simply a humiliation. I hesitated for a long time, but still agreed. Fine, she asked cunningly. Then call me. I tested. Sister? Gigi? She seemed somewhat satisfied, but said, Call me again, sweeter. I took a deep breath and pinched my voice. Sister Tilda. This sister made me feel like I had goosebumps. She was extremely satisfied and even gave me a free kiss. Haha, I finally got out again. Immediately, I sent a message to Ling Fun, telling him to come out for a drink. After all, this guy is the person I'm most familiar with. Before leaving, Shen Man also gave me a black card. Anyway, it's not my own money, so it doesn't hurt to spend it. We met at Old Wang's food stall. This was our favorite place when we were delivery drivers. The taste is good, the price is affordable, and it's clean and hygienic. We ordered a table of snacks and started drinking happily. Zhang Debao, aren't you a net manager at an internet cafe? How do you have time to come out for drinks today? Ling Fun looked at me with curiosity. Sigh, don't mention it, I quit. Anyway, the reason is inconvenient to disclose. I waved my hand, trying to cover the bitterness. Then we talked about his situation. Ling Fing smiled bitterly. I'm still the same, relying on delivering food to save money to buy a house and get a wife. Although I know it's hard, there's no way around it. You always need a goal to live for. Hearing his complaints, I suddenly thought of an idea. Then don't be a delivery driver. Follow me. I'll lead you to a fortune. Ling Fun looked at me with confusion. What's the situation? It's not like you've become a high official, right? Don't overthink. I'm just a small fish, but I have a way to get you a stable job with good income. Are you willing? Ling Fun hesitated, but eventually agreed. I thought I'd help if I could. Anyway, Shen Man is rich, and arranging a small thing is nothing to her. After finishing the drinks, I saw the time was about right and took a taxi back to the villa. Unexpectedly, Shen Man also happened to return. She took my arm and pulled me into the house, sitting on the sofa like a couple, in a passionate relationship. She signaled for me to rub her shoulders. I helplessly walked behind her. She reminded me, if you need it, you can go to the garage to pick a car. If you don't like them, you can buy one yourself and swipe the black card freely. I don't need a car, but I have a request. I was calculating in my heart how to speak. Her eyes lit up. Obviously, this was one more bargaining chip for her. Let's hear it. I want you to arrange a job for my good brother in your company. That way, when I'm bored, I'll have someone to talk to. That's simple. But how should you repay me? Didn't you say yourself that you'd agree to whatever I wanted? I did say that, but the premise is that you are obedient. But it seems you haven't been very obedient these past few times. Fine, Shen. Man, you're playing word games with me, right? You didn't say that the previous times. Then what do you want to agree? I asked helplessly. She pointed to her lips. The meaning was very clear. I was momentarily at a loss for words. Facing her red lips, I cursed in my heart. This woman is just after my body, using this to test an old cadre. Am I, Zhang Debao, the kind of person who would be mesmerized by beauty? At worst, I won't ask you, and let Ling Fun continue delivering food? I didn't kiss her, but just continued the shoulder rub. This instead made Shen Man, who was waiting for a kiss, unhappy. She was just short of pouting her small mouth. This man is still so unappreciative. Is it that hard? It's not hard, but I don't need to. It's impossible for me to kiss you. Even if I kissed a pig. It's impossible for me to take the initiative to kiss you. What? You're disgusted by me? Or do you want to kiss somewhere else? Somewhere else? Where else could there be? Could it be? Fine, I agree to you, but you can't bite. Shen Man agreed through gritted teeth. This man was too bad. He actually wanted to kiss there. Hey, wait, I didn't say anything. Don't let your mind wander. Seeing Shen Man's face turn red, I knew this woman was being improper again. It's one thing for her to be improper herself, but she also thinks I'm improper. How unfair. But not now, we have to wait until I finish my shower tonight. I was truly speechless to the extreme. Shen Man, this woman, is not only a pervert herself, but insists on thinking of me as so filthy. Although I wanted to refuse, facing her I couldn't say a single word of rebuttal. Eat first, then shower. Why not shower together? Her hand had already restlessly probed into my clothes from below. I was so scared I slapped her hand away. So cute. The more you are like this, the more excited I get. I can't wait to go take a shower. After dinner, I plunged onto the bed to play games, smelling of sweat, hoping to repel this woman, who has a cleanliness obsession. While I was playing intensely, Shen Man came out after her shower and a fresh fragrance wafted toward me, but I didn't look up and continued playing. Shen Man silently turned on the hairdryer to dry her hair, while I was immersed in the game, not sensing anything wrong at all. Suddenly, the phone was snatched away by her. Are you sick? Why take my phone? I looked up and saw her wearing a thin nightgown, her face still carrying a red flush. I quickly turned my head, not daring to look more. The hot air in my nose was about to spray out. "Is the game really more fun than me?" she said softly. Hey, please put some clothes on first." But she didn't care. Why should I? This is my house. I can do whatever I want. The teammates were still urging me not to go AFK, but she spoke wickedly into the microphone. My man isn't playing anymore. He's going to play with me. Later, I could only beg her to let me go. I really can't. I'm too drained. She smiled mischievously and said, "As long as you give me one kiss, I'll let you go." I hardened my heart and went for it. A kiss is a kiss. At least I can save my kidneys. When I finished kissing her, she was still not satisfied, saying I kissed the wrong place, pointing to her chest to hint that I should kiss there. I angrily questioned her if she was a pervert. She laughed even more proudly. "Yes, I am a pervert who wants to eat you clean. You're ruthless. Damn it, let me kiss there. I'll bite it swollen in one bite and see if you still act flirtatious." Are you kissing? Why use so much force? I grabbed Shen Man's slender waist, let her sit on me, and then leaned over and kissed her directly, giving her a saliva facial mask. Last night, Shen Man fulfilled her promise and really didn't demand anything more from me, finally letting me catch my breath. But some small actions were certainly there. Kissing and hugging were unavoidable. This also made me realize that Shen Man is essentially two different people on and off the bed. Off the bed, she is a cold-style CEO, someone everyone fears and dares not offend. On the bed, she is very sexy and tempting and particularly likes to be clingy, trying every way to take advantage of me, just like a little wildcat in heat. But one thing hasn't changed. She threatens me at every turn. If I don't listen or if I resist, she'll handcuff me. Finally, I summarized 2 words to evaluate Shen Man: contrast. The Shen group? Whoa, I hope there's no mistake. Was the place Zhang Debao mentioned really here? Looking at the skyscraper reaching into the clouds, Ling Feng's first feeling, besides shock, was disbelief. "Bro, are you sure it's here? Did you overdo the bragging?" Ling Feng took a photo of the Shen group building and sent it to me with wild complaints. "It's fine if you brag to me normally, but aren't you setting me up? This is the Shen group, the #1 super company in China. This one in Magic City is just one of its branches, and its headquarters is in Kyoto. I'm afraid the moment I walk in, I'll be thrown out the next. I treat you as a brother. You can't treat me as cannon fodder." At this moment, I was in the office rubbing Shen Man's shoulders. Hearing the phone ring, I didn't dare look at it immediately. This woman was currently closing her eyes and enjoying it. If I suddenly stopped, who knows what trouble she'd stir up. 5 minutes later, I habitually let go of my hands. I would only rub for at most 5 minutes each time. This was already my bottom line. 5 minutes at a time is enough. Any more would be a different price. Not bad, you've made some progress. Having been rubbed by me for 5 minutes, Shen Man's whole body was comfortable. She enjoyed the process of me rubbing her shoulders. Mainly, it was a sense of conquest. To have a beautiful wife like me rub your shoulders, you should just be secretly happy. I didn't care what Shen Man thought. I saw the message from Ling Fun and cursed back directly. "I treat you as a brother, that's why I got you a job here." For your sake, I was teased by this woman Shen Man again yesterday. And then you say I'm lying? Are you really inside? Nonsense, otherwise what did I let you come for? Then should I go straight in now? I thought about it and decided to go down myself. Ling Fun could be said to have come through the back door. Others in the company knew nothing about this. If he came in alone, it would surely not be smooth. I'd only walked a few steps when I was called back by Shen Man. "Where do you want to go?" "I'm gonna pick up my brother. He's already downstairs at the company." "Don't worry, I won't run." Shen Man hesitated for a few seconds. They say a man's mouth is a deceiving ghost, and the more handsome a man is, the better he can lie. She had witnessed this on me. However, she still chose to believe me. She wasn't afraid of me playing tricks. "If you're willing to play with me, I'll play with you. Let's see who can outplay whom." From the matters of Yaxin and Ling Feng, she knew I was a person who valued sentiment highly, which gave her one more handle. "If you run, I'll go catch you. If I can't catch you, I'll use your friends, WeChat/safety. I could only be hers." But she still reminded me, "Fine, but I still want to remind you. These friends of yours, I can help them, but destroying them is also easy for me. So you better be sensible. Hearing Shen Man use my friends as a threat, I didn't speak, but my expression already showed I was very angry. After meeting Ling Fun, I put on another face. I hate Shen Man, but that won't affect the friendship between me and my good brother. Come, I'll take you up. With me leading, the way was completely unobstructed. Dabao, what are you doing here now? I see those people are all very polite to you. So impressive. When can I have such treatment? Ling Feng was chirping in my ear the whole way, extremely envious. But in my view, this company was just like that villa, a birdcage imprisoning me. Inside, I couldn't be happy at all. Or rather, wherever there was her, I wouldn't be happy. I brought Ling Feng to the personnel department. As soon as we entered, the Minister of Personnel personally received us. The service attitude was at its peak. This must be your friend? We've been waiting for a long time. Because the current office positions are very saturated. We could only condescend to let your friend be a security guard. But don't worry, President Shen specifically instructed that your friend be paid according to the company's civil servant salary law, 100,000 a month, with the 5 insurances and 1 housing fund paid by the company, and normal holidays, 100,000 a month, plus benefits and holidays. This was something Ling Fun didn't even dare dream of. This immense wealth had finally fallen on him. Okay. That's fine. I'll register the identity information for your friend right now. That Shen Man could give this treatment was something I absolutely didn't expect. However, this didn't change my attitude toward this woman, especially after she just threatened me with my friends. Ling Feng's feeling toward me was now nothing but worship. 100,000 a month. That's 10 times my delivery salary. This is 99 steps toward buying a house and getting a wife. The only step left is that I don't even have a partner. Dabao, from now on you are my big brother. If you tell me to go west, I absolutely go west. A reminder, don't meddle in business here or it'll be very dangerous. I intimidated Ling Fun seriously. Please don't ask anymore. The more you ask, the more I feel how miserable I am. Is it that fierce? Just listen to me. Also, if you don't want to do it anymore, just leave. I'm not sure when this woman Shen Man will change her mind. So I gave Ling Fun a guarantee early. Also for Yuxin, I also need to remind her. Are you sick? Such good treatment. I'd be happy to work until I die. Suit yourself. I've already reminded you. Go to work. I'll come down to find you when I have time. After returning to the office, the atmosphere was very oppressive. There was not a word of dialogue between the two. I also played games normally. Shen Man let me do whatever I wanted. No extra word was said. This scene was no different from a couple fighting and having a cold war. During dinner, Shen Man and I still didn't have any interaction. Aunt Wu saw it and was used to it. This couple was often like this, but isn't this what love looks like? Arguing and noisiness. That's the norm. I didn't feed Shen Man after finishing my own meal as I usually did. Instead, I returned to my room alone after eating. Shen Man saw everything. She knew I was still angry about the afternoon's events, and she also realized she had indeed gone a bit too far. She didn't say anything. In the room, I was chatting with Yuxin. What's wrong, Dabao? Is there a problem? No big problem. Just Sister Shin, you just pay attention. If anything is wrong, just run. I now saw Shen Man's true face. I now somewhat regretted dragging Yuxin and Ling Feng into this. I didn't matter, but if I harmed those two, I would be a great sinner. Although she didn't understand why I told her these things, Yuxin still agreed. As a friend, she was willing to believe me. After agreeing to help Yuxin start a business, Shen Man had someone contact Yuxin with a contract. Shen Man indicated she could provide money, resources, and a platform. The rest was up to Yuxin. Even if she did nothing, she could get many dividends. But Yuxin was a woman of principle. She wouldn't take something for nothing. She used the money she saved over the years to invest in a subsidiary under the Shen Group. That is to say, she could now be considered a small shareholder of this subsidiary. Next, she would rely on her own efforts to go up step by step. Dabao, you wouldn't have quarreled with your girlfriend, would you? You're telling me this because you're angry with her? Sister Jean, don't talk nonsense. She's not my girlfriend. Yo, not your girlfriend? And yet people came to my internet cafe to catch you. With such a beautiful girlfriend, you should be satisfied. Sister Shin, I'm also basking in your light. Seeing Yuxin's teasing, I didn't know how to say it. Take a piece of advice from Big Sister. Treat her well. Although I've only seen her once, I can see her eyes are full of you. Being brainwashed like this by Yuxin, I almost believed it. Her eyes are full of me? Bah! She's just obsessed with my body. Okay, I won't disturb you in your little girlfriend's intimacy. I'm afraid she'll be jealous. As soon as I put down my phone and looked up, I saw Shen Man, who had just showered, walking in. She wore a thin nightgown. If I wasn't mistaken, it was the exact same one as the night we had relations. After one glance, I lowered my head again. I had nothing to say to her. Still angry? I didn't speak. Stop being angry, okay? I still didn't speak. I apologize to you. Don't be like this, okay? I really didn't want to deal with this woman. Seeing I was still unmoved, Shen Man, though displeased, said in a voice close to begging, "Look, I'm wearing the nightgown you like most. Is it pretty? Stop being angry, okay? Time. Do you want something else? I'll agree to everything. Tonight you can be on top too." Hearing this, I almost wanted to curse. What exactly is in this woman's head? Is it full of yellow waste? Since you won't speak, then I'll be more active. I don't believe you won't feel anything unless you're not a man. Seeing Shen Man was about to lean in and kiss, I finally spoke. Don't touch me. I think you're filthy. Your body is filthy, and your heart is even filthier. I expressed my disgust for Shen Man without reservation. In my eyes, Shen Man also felt full of malice. Think I'm filthy? Shen Man left the room with a cold smile, leaving me alone. I was also stunned. I saw desolation on Shen Man's face. A blooming, glamorous rose seemed to wither at this moment. In the other room, Zhang Debao thinks I'm filthy. Zhang Debao thinks I'm filthy. Shen Man kept repeating this sentence in her mouth. This sentence was like a long thorn, fiercely piercing her heart. At this moment, she was so fragile, as if a gust of wind could destroy her completely. Shen Man sat weakly on the floor, hugging her knees against the corner of the bed, her face full of undried tear marks. She was really hurt. The next day, while still in a dream, I vaguely heard the sound of knocking on the door. I opened my eyes in a daze and saw the space beside me was empty. Looking at the phone, it was already 9 a.m. This was far past Shen Man's work time, which meant she should have gone to the company. It was rare that she didn't force me to go with her. I stood up lazily and stretched. For some reason, I slept really well last night. Not seeing Shen Man made my mood a lot better. What's wrong, Aunt Wu? Sir, please go see Miss. Seeing Aunt Wu's anxious look, I was very puzzled. What could happen to that woman? I got up this morning to clean and found Miss sitting on the floor in the next room. Looking at her, she must have sat there all night. Sir, go check on Miss quickly. If this continues, her body surely won't be able to take it. What? Shen Man sat on the floor all night. She didn't go to work. When I got up and didn't see her, I was quite gloating, thinking she went to work. Who knew she was sitting next door? At first, I was wondering, this woman left me at home. Isn't she afraid I'll run? So she sat in the next room all night. Then, I'll go take a look. Just as I got to the door, I smelled a very strong scent of alcohol. The door was open a tiny crack. I gently pushed it and walked in. The room was pitch black. The curtains were pulled tight. After a few steps, I kicked something. From the sound, it should be a fallen bottle. Until I walked to the window, I vaguely saw a lonely figure sitting on the floor. I first pulled open the curtains. Outside, the hot and stinging sunlight shone directly in, instantly illuminating the whole room. Only then did I see the state of the floor. Empty red wine bottles everywhere. Then I turned my gaze to Shen Man. The sudden sunlight made it impossible for her to adapt for a moment. She slowly reached out a hand, attempting to cover it with her palm, but the result was unsatisfactory. She now didn't even have the strength to lift her hand. I squatted in front of Shen Man. What did you come here for? To pity me? Don't you think I'm filthy? Shen Man's voice was very hoarse, caused by drinking for a whole night. Besides that, her hair was very messy, completely covering her face. Although I hate Shen Man, I am, after all, a man. Seeing a girl like this in front of me, it's impossible to remain unmoved. After speaking, Shen Man picked up the wine glass beside her and continued to pour it into her mouth. Stop drinking, look at what state you've drunk yourself into. I grabbed Shen Man's hand and scolded. Whether I drink or not, does it have anything to do with you? Don't touch me, I'm filthy. Shen Man shook off my hand. The amplitude of her body's swing let her face be revealed. Only then did I see her face clearly. Her eyes were swollen from crying, and her delicate face was also blurred because of the washing of tears. Just as the wineglass reached her lips, Shen Man couldn't hold it in and sprayed it out. Then her body leaned forward and fell onto me. Her body was very weak. A long time without rest or food, she had a bit of low blood sugar. Fortunately, after some glucose infusion, she was stable. Still need to pay attention to rest and avoid certain foods. Also, why would a girl drink so much? Remember not to drink so blindly in the future. If it continues, it will have a big impact on married life. As a husband, you have a big responsibility for this. These are the main issues. Stay in the hospital for observation for a day. If there's no problem, you can be discharged tomorrow. Before the doctor left, he gave me a meaningful look, as if saying, "You kid are such a jerk, not knowing how lucky you are. Miss, I've boiled some chicken soup for you, please drink some while it's hot." But Shen Man didn't even give it a look. "Sir, please persuade Miss to drink some. She hasn't eaten for half a day." After Aunt Wu left the room, only Shen Man and I were left again. The atmosphere was very awkward. "What are you still doing here? Don't you think I'm filthy?" Shen Man lay on the bed with a sickly face, her body very weak, but toward me, she didn't show the slightest bit of backing down. I was very helpless, sighing in my heart. Why does this woman love to hold on to this? I admit that sentence was a bit much. I was also in a fit of anger then. Who let her say that kind of thing first? Now it's great. I have to conversely coax her. I've completely fallen into this woman's hands. I apologize to you for what I said. I was wrong. If you're not satisfied, at worst I'll let you give me a beating. A big man can bend and stretch, endure for a moment and the wind is calm, take a step back and the sea is wide. I won't bicker with you, woman. Haha, better not. I'm afraid I'm too filthy and will dirty your hands. Shen Man forced her body up to sit. Her words were sharp and she wouldn't yield at all. Fine, Shen Man. You're just going to be stubborn with me on this matter, right? I've already apologized to you. What else do you want? Seeing my frustrated look, Shen Man actually felt a little bit of pride in her heart, but she hadn't let go of her anger. She would remember this matter for a lifetime. If there's nothing else, please go out. A filthy person like me is not worthy of being with you. Right, if you think the place I live is also filthy, you are free to leave. You are free. Shen Man continued her pursuit. She wouldn't miss this opportunity. When I expressed disgust, she was very sad. But when she said the last sentence, she regretted it a bit. If I really left, what should she do? There's something, of course there is. Drink that bowl of chicken soup and I'll leave immediately. I pointed to the bowl of hot chicken soup on the nightstand. Shen Man hadn't eaten for half a day, and plus she drinks so much alcohol, her stomach surely couldn't take it. Glucose can only maintain her physiological features. It doesn't fill the stomach. If she doesn't eat something, it'll cause a death. Whether I eat or not, what does it have to do with you? Even if I starve to death, I won't. Gurgle, gurgle. Before Shen Man could finish, her stomach made a sound betraying her, and it was very loud. The originally tense atmosphere was instantly dissolved by this gurgling sound. Shen Man's face had already turned red. This is really shameful, okay? I finally couldn't help but laugh out loud. Why does this woman inadvertently do this kind of thing? Is it funny? What are you laughing at? You get out. Then you drink the chicken soup and I won't laugh. You get out of here. You drink it, and I'll go out. Like primary school students arguing. One sentence for another, neither yielding. During the argument, Shen Man's stomach was still making sounds, making her less and less confident. She was already hungry. If the argument continued, she really wouldn't have any strength. All right, you drink the chicken soup first, then you can scold however you like. Arguing, I walked to the bedside and picked up that still steaming bowl of chicken soup. Looking at the chicken soup in my hand, she really wanted to drink it. She was so hungry. If it were fed by him, it would be even better. I said I won't drink. Shen Man's small actions were seen clearly by me, saying she won't drink, but her eyes are very honest. Really won't drink? Aunt Wu's chicken soup is very fragrant. I took a small spoonful and intentionally blew on it. The fragrance drifted directly to Shen Man. Can you just go? Be good and drink it. Drink it and I'll leave. I handed the blown soup to Shen Man's lips, coaxing her like a child. This was my first time being so gentle to her. If she wasn't like this now, I should still hate her that way, right? Don't need you to feed. I also think you're filthy. Shen Man was still being stubborn. She was going to stand her ground with me. What do you mean by that? How am I filthy? Why are you still conducting a personal attack on me? I've coaxed you like this. What more do you want? Aren't you filthy? How many women have touched this hand of yours in the internet cafe? Even if I'm filthy, I've only let you touch me. In comparison, aren't you much filthier than me? Shen Man spoke with logic and evidence. After hearing it, I couldn't really refute. You're right. I'm also filthy. Then drink it yourself. Drink it, and I'll leave. I put down the soup spoon. If you put it down, I won't drink unless you feed me. I was just gonna feed you, but didn't you think I was filthy? Why are you so hard to serve? I was really angered. Is this woman playing me? At first, I begged you like a grandmother to drink some, but you were unwilling and thought I was filthy. Now you want me to feed you. You really treat me like a monkey. I only think your hands are filthy, but your mouth can. Shen Man's voice was very small, like a mosquito. What? But what? I really didn't hear it.